Aramco Powered by House Studio and the lady of the tournament, Alison Lee. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here. Now, 11 under first round, 61. That is your career best. You not only did it in round one, you followed up in round two. I mean, how are you feeling at this moment?
Really good. I mean, I just feel really good about my game right now. I'm hitting the ball really well. I'm putting really well as well. So no complaints. I mean, it's a bit surreal right now to think and to know that I shot 61 2 days in a row. I mean, if you told me that at the beginning of the week, I wouldn't have believed you. But yeah, I'm really happy with the last 2 days, and hopefully I can keep it going.
And we would just like to let you know that this is actually the world's record of all tours.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. That's pretty
We've got
cool.
some smiles. Seriously, it's unbelievable. So well done. So we're going to look at some footage from today's round. So we're at the 15th here, par 5. Can you talk us through this approach? You've just gone birdie, birdie, birdie.
Yeah, so on this hole, par 5, you know, this type of hole, it was a little bit longer, so I couldn't really go for it in 2. So I laid up with a 6-iron. Here I had about 90 yards in. I hit a 58 degree. The ball was sitting a bit strange. I had a really strange lie, so I knew that, you know, maybe as soon as it lands, it'll release a bit. Typically all day, all week, this course has been pretty soft, so took that into consideration. And told myself I'm going to land it 5 to 6 yards short in preparation for if it were to run out. So yeah, really happy with my shot on this hole.
And how much has your caddy helped you with the last 2 rounds?
Yeah, he's been a tremendous help. You know, I would say for me personally, when it comes to club selection, I usually decide for myself what club I'm going to hit. And if I'm in between or have a question, then I'll have him come in and help me. But I would say for the most part, I don't really carry a book, so I rely on Travis to get the right number for me, get the slopes right. You know, we discuss what minimum yardages are depending on where the pin is and if I have a cover number or things like that.
Okay, number 17. Now this hole was to make a birdie to take yourself to tying your first round, 11 under par. Did you know at this point of this tee shot?
Yeah, I mean, I would say 5 holes left to play. I knew that I had to birdie in to potentially shoot 59, so I was trying to play a little bit of aggressively. When I came to 17, I kind of knew maybe I'd have to make an eagle and a birdie if I wanted to shoot that. But yeah, it was 156 to pin. I hit an 8-iron. The wind was slightly helping a little bit, so I actually had to bring it back 2 club lengths from the tee marker to get myself a better number, or else I would have been a little long. So yeah, just tried to dial in on the number I had. I hit a really good 8-iron. This hole's a bit tricky. Obviously, if you miss left, it's in the bunker. If you miss a little right, it takes it down the hill and goes in the bunker as well. So really happy with that shot.
But if you hit it like that, you're absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Now, you were on the 59 watch. Were you nervous at this point, or were you just thinking about the 59 number?
No, not at all. To be completely honest, this week I haven't been really nervous much. Like I said, I've been hitting the ball really well. I'm striking it well. And for me, I would say all year, my weakness has been my putting. I've been striking the ball really well. Green and regulation has been great. But yeah, I've just been lacking in the putting department a little bit, and it's been nice. The last couple weeks, I've been able to gain a little bit of confidence with the putter. I've been able to, exactly. I've been able to hit a lot more aggressive putts. I would say, you know, all year I left a lot of putts short, misread everything just slightly. So it's nice this week to be able to obviously make all those birdies, and I think the key has been being able to hit aggressive, confident putts and getting the putt to the hole and seeing balls go in. And I think especially today, starting off with a couple birdies really helped start with that confidence for the day, especially after a day like yesterday. I knew there was a lot of birdie opportunities out there. But yeah, even today, shooting 61, I'm not going to lie, I feel like I still left a lot of birdie chances out there. I'm hitting the ball really well.
That's unbelievable. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, like no complaints.
And you've been working a lot on your putting, so I just want to look at this again quickly. Is there anything specific that has helped you or might help the people at home with your stroke?
Yeah, I would say for the most part, I've had a pretty good stroke. I started doing a pencil grip maybe 6 or 7 years ago. So that's kind of what's been my comfort zone. I used to do a pretty traditional grip, but around 6 or 7 years ago, I would say I used to cut across it when I was putting. So, keeping my right hand a little more tucked like this helped me putt more in an arc as opposed to coming across it.
That's a good tip for everyone at home.
Yeah.
Get the roll good.
And yeah, I would say I'm not working anything in particular with my stroke. I've been just doing a lot of speed drills with my coach, doing some anticipation drills. And yeah, just working on confidence and trying to really trust everything. Starting the ball on line, making sure I'm aiming where I think I am. There was a point in time where I would be practicing putting and I kept missing it right. And it's like, oh, I'm reading the putt wrong. And I found out I was actually aiming right the whole time. Even though it felt like I was aiming straight, I was aiming a little bit off. So it's small things like that, trying to adjust and moving forward and trying to putt better.
You watch everyone at home now get that pencil grip.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be great if we could actually see you hit a few shots.
Sure.
And talk a little bit technically. Now, I know you're on a 5-week stretch and you've got a final round to play, so we won't keep you too long. But let's get you hitting a few iron shots.
Any particular club?
Let's go with irons because you haven't had any bogeys this week, so you must be hitting your approach shots immaculately.
I'll go with irons. I would say this week in particular, it's a shorter course for me. I do hit it slightly above average for driving distance on tour, and this course is a little bit on the shorter side. So I've had a lot of short irons in, and I think obviously that's a huge benefit and reason as to why I haven't really made any bogeys and made a lot of birdies. Hitting a lot of pitching wedge, gap wedge, sand wedge, and being able to really play aggressively and attack the pin.
It's go time.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that's been basically a recipe for success. When it comes to everything else, I feel like I'm playing really good. I had a great lesson with my coach before coming on this 5-week stretch. I personally like to hit a little bit of a draw. That's just kind of my comfort space, comfort zone. And I know when I start to hit a little bit of a push or a cut, I know my swing is where I want it to be. So I would say, especially before the round starts, when I'm warming up, I like to hit a few where I just see a huge sweeping draw.
Right to left, yeah.
Just see it go right to left. And then that way I know I'm doing my move properly.
Let's have a little look at that then. So can you show us what you would be doing in practice then? So you're exaggerating your draw.
So when I'm typically not swinging my best or, after a long stretch, if I haven't been working on my swing, when I get to the top, I technically kind of come out like this.
Yes, yep.
Come out like this, spin out slightly, sometimes catch it a little heely, and either do a pull or a cut. And I still always work on that, especially, if we play in a tournament that's very windy, if we play in really tough conditions, I notice that I tend to kind of slowly come out like this as time goes on. So I try and combat that by doing the basically opposite, feeling like I'm coming here, almost feeling like I'm swinging behind me, and then following through. So like this.
There it is.
Yep.
That's why you shot 22 under?
Yeah. So I know that when I'm doing that, I'm getting a better feel. I'm trying to basically meet in the middle because like I said, I tend to do this when I'm trying to swing too hard or if I'm not, working on the right thing. So just trying to get this feeling even out there when I'm on the course. If I'm really, really nervous, I know that my tendency is to do that. So I know that in my head, if I do this move right, starting from the top of the swing, I'll be able to hit the ball straight.
And do you incorporate that into your routine when you're playing? Will you actually do a practice swing where you exaggerate the feel?
Not all the time, but sometimes if I do feel on the course like I am getting a little bit over the top, or let's say I'm really nervous about a certain tee shot, or I know I need to hit a draw, I'll definitely reenact that feeling and trying to really incorporate that in myself, because sometimes when you're really nervous, it's hard to trust something and you kind of look out into the target, into the fairway, and you just kind of don't know where it's going to go. And so I know that if I do this, if I do it right, it's kind of like a confidence trust thing. Like I know if I do this right, I'm going to hit a little baby draw and it'll go where I want to. So yeah.
See one more.
Yeah, sure. Same thing here. Trying to just feel a little here at the top, just to hit a little draw.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And you had chunks of birdies in your rounds. You had 4 in a row. You actually had 4 at the end of your first round and then 2 to start today. Mentally, what sort of things are you doing to kind of move on and get on to the next shot and make birdie?
I would say the game plan over the last 2 days has just been really like offensive thinking, aggressive golf. Especially after a round like yesterday, I know there's a lot of birdie chances out there. I know there's a lot of birdie opportunities. So it was all about trying to get the ball close, not being afraid of where it's going to end up, and just attacking the pin. And once I get there, it's like, okay, now I have a birdie chance. Let's just try and do what I can to make a birdie here. And it's I mean, that's the best kind of golf, and it's the kind of a dream to be able to be in that mindset, because that's so difficult to get into that mindset. Thankfully, I was able to achieve that, and a lot of that comes with seeing the ball go in the hole or having a few birdies. So especially a day like today, starting off the round with a couple birdies, it just kind of eases you a little bit and gives you a little of that boost of confidence. So it sets the tone for the rest of the round. It's like, okay, I know I could do it. I saw a few good putts go in. I hit a few really good shots. Now I'm just going to try and do that again and again and again, and just see what we can do.
Did you feel like you had that before you came here this week, or is it something, that confidence you built from round 1?
I would say I've definitely had a little bit of that confidence. I played in Korea last week. I had a really good week, and so I feel like my game is in a good place. Like I said, my putting's just kind of been what I've been lacking over this past year, this 2023 season. And yeah, just, I mean, a lot of the time, sometimes you just need to see a few go in to gain some of that confidence. And I putt really well last week. And at the beginning of this week, you know, I saw a bunch of putts go in yesterday and then even today. It's just kind of nice. You just want to get that ball rolling and feeling really good and confident, because you don't always have it. I mean, I know I played a good round the last 2 days, and it might seem very easy, but the hardest part is just to try and stay in that mindset and try and like stay in that zone for as long as possible.
You will. I can feel it. You're in the zone.
Right.
Finally, we're going to finish with a tip for the viewers at home that can help them with their routines and making lots of birdies.
Just for a typical AM golfer.
Yep. Club golfer.
I would say, gosh, that's so hard. I would say the biggest tip I have is I would say the biggest tip I have is not so much swing related. It's just more so game plan and thought process on the golf course. I see a lot of AMs may just make huge mistakes on the course, and sometimes make huge numbers. I mean, going from bogey to triple bogey in one hole when they could have just try and make a bogey. So an example is maybe hitting a bad tee shot and trying to play really aggressively and going for the flag and hitting it in the water, going in the bunker instead of playing it safe. So I would say just, you know, take your losses sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that, and moving forward, and yeah, just trying to minimize those mistakes and trying to make that triple bogey into a double bogey into a bogey, and that bogey into a par. So just small little baby steps like that.
Love that.
Yeah.
I mean, if Alison Lee's speaking after 22 under, you have to listen.
Yeah.
Alison Lee, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
You've played unbelievable, and good luck in the next round tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Alison.